Did you know that Viking men wore makeup?
Yes.
You knew that?
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
It's war paint. I mean, they call it makeup, but it's war paint. It's more or less the same
so
thing.
because although they were heavy in the history books. They cared about their appearance. Vikings. Do you know what years the Vikings were around?
Like the 14th century.
Would you happen to know?
No.
I thought history was your major.
No.
Chris,
Okay.
you know history.
Only family history, maybe.
I do.
It's the one with the Vikings.
I don't know when the Vikings were.
No, so it was AD 800 to the 11th century.
11. See, I was 3 centuries off.
And, okay. Did you know that a Q is the only letter in the alphabet that doesn't appear in any
state?
U.S. state names?
Yep, I did know that. Uh-huh.
You did? Well, how'd you know that?
I've seen it before. That's a
Is
popular.
that the fire alarm? Or is that
the ice maker.
Oh, that's the ice maker. Okay, that's right. It's good. Okay. Number 3, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yep, Harry
We're
Potter.
familiar with him?
Yes.
Did you know that he went through 70 wands?
On the set of Harry Potter?
Yeah, through all the movies. He went through 70 different wands and 160 pairs of glasses.
He kept breaking them on different sets?
Just kept breaking them, losing them, dropping them.
That's pretty interesting.
So I guess when they would ride on the brooms, he kept losing them there.
Well, that makes sense.
The Twitter logo.
Yeah.
You familiar with the Twitter logo?
Yeah.
The bluebird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bluebird. It has a name. You know what its name is?
Twitty.
Tweederson?
Twitty McTweederson? No, it's actually his name, Bird.
The bird's name is Bird?
The bird name is Bird is because the Twitter co-founder, Biz Stone, his home state team for the NBA is the Boston Celtics.
Oh, Larry Bird.
And his favorite player was Larry Bird. Okay, I'm gonna let you try this. Okay, there is a place that has the longest name in world history. It's the name of a place, and the word has 85 letters in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's somewhere in Europe.
It's in New Zealand. It's a city in New Zealand.
Shoot.
Yeah. So, Mark, I want you to try real quick to read that.
Is that the top one, the name?
Yeah, no, this whole is one word.
All right. Tama talk akatang ihang aku au tama te atu ripekuka pika amagu ahoron uka pok I uwin uaki tan atantum.
And now you summon the demon.
Yeah. That's pretty good, Chris. Yeah, so that's the name. You want to try to read this?
No.
Yeah. See, look, everything in red.
Oh my God.
That's one word.
No way.
That's the name of the city.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. We are in episode number 49.
Episode 49, the start of a new season. Season 5, everybody.
Yes.
So
Season
let's give
5.
a round of applause for that.
Can I get a nice high five? You're supposed to look at the elbow.
We can't do it right here. Anyways, 49 episodes. That means we're only 3 away from basically doing a year-long... We've been doing this essentially for a year, but we're 52. So we're, just 3 episodes away from having a year course of a podcast every week.
What do you mean we're at 52?
No, I'm saying we're 3 away from 52. We're episode 49, so we're 52 weeks in a year. We're
Right.
Like a complete
And
year.
I don't think we missed any weeks except for the breaks.
Except
right?
for the breaks and the bye weeks, yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, doing this has really, I've been really careful of trying to not get sick, because I want to continue to do this. And
So you're telling me that podcasting is keeping you healthy?
Yeah, I think it is. Because
that fear of missing out on the next episode, you don't want to miss it. So you're going to try to be healthy for each one.
Right. There was actually one episode that I did with pretty much Ro and Joe.
Yeah. You were sick.
And I had this weird
you had COVID.
cough. Yeah, so I had COVID and I didn't even know it until we shot that episode. And then that weekend, I was coughing here and there. And somebody said, I think you have COVID. I'm like, I'm fine. I feel good. I just got this weird cough. Yeah. Went to the doctor and it was COVID.
Oh, no.
And everybody was fine after that. You know, I made sure I called the girls and I said, I'm so sorry. And then that weekend I went to a party and I had to text everybody, sorry, but I was sick. But anyway, no, everybody came out good.
COVID couldn't keep you away. I bet even getting in a car crash couldn't keep you away. You're a real man.
Yeah. And then, of course, everyone out there, I'm sure if you noticed, we're in a new seating, a new environment, trying some new different things going here. And so we are here at the Eagle's Nest, post 213. Thank you to Louie and Carrie for letting us do this. Can we give them a round of applause, please? And for us being here as well. Yeah. Introduce our guest that is here with us. I'm glad she was able to come in. It was kind of a little short notice, but you know what? She was like, I can knock this out of the park because I love to talk. Right? So, yeah, in front of the cameras, and, well, we'll see. Everything's good. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my prima, Julie Roacha. Julie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Like I said, it was a short notice, but you know what? You stood up. I thank you for that, you know, and especially being here, you know, in the nest. I think it's cool. I think this looks good. It's a good place to shoot, and I wouldn't mind doing this with people coming in, you know, in the background and having a few drinks. And speaking of drinks, can you hand me a beer?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
I said we can do that. That'd be awesome to have other people in the bar, but you got to remember, you know, everybody's going to start drinking, so the different people are going to be drunk trying to come onto the podcast, so I got to be careful.
Well, no, I know, yeah. And actually, you know, so we're allowed to sit here and do this, which is nice, you know, and but we actually did...
Yeah, so back in, I believe, season 2, we had come here for a 2-parter episode for the barbecue here at the Eagle's Nest.
Nest.
I said Nest, didn't I?
Nest,
like Nest
Nest.
Quick.
Yeah, and there were actually episodes 19 and 20.
So you have it down. Okay.
No,
yeah.
you weren't supposed to say that. I was supposed to act like I knew what I was talking about.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't read that note.
Yeah, it was actually like September 30th, October 1st.
In the notes.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, so it was a big barbecue contest. Yeah, so how you been?
I've been doing good.
Yeah, how's health? You good?
Staying healthy, working hard.
Working hard. We're getting older.
Getting
just
older.
Trying to do what we can.
That's
to
right.
survive. Keep
Yeah.
going.
I've gotten younger.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, he shaved his face. Yeah.
Yeah, I went down about 10 years by shaving.
Now he actually looks like my son, because a lot of people thought we were brothers there for a little while.
Actually, on that same episode, when we were doing the barbecue, when we were outside,
Yeah.
people were like, you guys brothers?
Yeah, some people came up and said, "Oh yeah, you guys must be brothers. You look."
I don't know
alike."
if I was offended and you were flattered.
Yeah, I was flattered. Our weather is pretty weird right now, but we've already had some hot days. But I think it's going to be a freaking hot one,
it is.
right?
It is.
I think it's
It
going to
is.
be a shitty, scorchy one. Yeah. So how was your Cinco de Mayo?
It was a lot of fun. We were down in San Antonio.
Yeah.
There was probably a group of 12 of us down there, and it was just a blast.
What was it that took you there to San Antonio? Was it?
We just vacation. We
So-
take a small vacation about this time every year,
Yeah.
a group of us. And this year we decided to go to South Padre Island as well. The previous 2 years it was just San Antonio. So
Okay,
this
so
year
you-
it was a week-long trip.
Made it extended it. You guys,
Extended trip.
excuse me, you guys were gone for maybe what, a week?
A
or
week.
so? A whole
yeah,
week?
a whole week. 7 days, I believe.
Yeah.
So
And did something different every week.
did something different every day.
The only thing that was the same was the drinking part.
That
But
stayed
just-
the same. All day, every day.
The drinking part stayed the same, but all the
right.
locations and
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
to see.
It's a lot of drinking for 7 days.
Oh, it was. It was.
Did you guys have a car out there? Did you rent one or Uber?
Most of us drove down there.
Oh, okay.
So we all had our cars. I rode with Don and Jaime,
Okay.
and Joe and I did, and all the others had their cars, and so yeah.
Cool.
Wait, were
Yeah.
you guys just down there on vacation, or were you guys like following? Oh, I don't know if you guys were following that same group that travels around. That
Yeah, that
So were
pretty
they
much
in?
is the group. I mean,
Well, okay, it was just that group, just not for
It
that
was
event.
right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
so you went down there, partied a little bit. I mean, was there like, did you see bands? Did you guys go to some?
We did, but I think like Friday night in San Antonio, it was more of a DJ thing. We went to a beer depot. is what it's called.
Beer Depot?
Beer Depot.
Is it like a Home
Depot?
Depot? But
No,
go in
it's a little. Actually, if you see it on TV, because you can follow them, it looks huge. But once you're there, it's just like a small little barn type place. You know, the doors are open and it's hot as heck in there.
What are they?
but-
Are they their own
Yeah.
brewery or
God.
something?
No.
they-
like a barn?
It's just like a
barn and
bar,
brew?
just a bar.
Yeah,
So,
but a giant bar.
a giant bar, bunch of dancing, and it was a good time. Good
Yeah.
time.
What were any of the bands? Did you guys go to any like concerts?
No,
Oh no, so didn't do anything like that.
no.
So I didn't know if Ledez. Shout out to Ledez. If
Right.
You had
Shout
a
out to
chance?
them. But no, they were somewhere else. So
Oh, okay.
they weren't there local playing.
Ah, okay.
So they were there the following weekend.
Oh,
but
so missed them.
Yeah, we missed them.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we're not going to miss them here because they will be coming into town
They sure will. June 24th.
June 24th. So mark your calendars, people. June 24th, Ledez will be here.
Where at?
Call and get your tickets at Pearson Hall.
Yeah,
Pearson
you know
Hall.
what? We'll actually post it. We'll do the post for them. Their flyer. They're and I would love to sit and have them talk to us like this.
Sure.
I think that would be fun. As a matter of fact, I did. Joe said he was going to try to do something. So yeah, if we can work that out, I'd love to have those guys in here.
I'm sure they would love to do it too.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So I started off with Prima. Let's go ahead and just go. I don't even know if my boys know that we're related.
I didn't. No. I think
you-
I've been told it before, but I tend
Yeah.
to forget because there's just too many damn people related to my dad.
There
Yeah,
is
so-
so many.
Right. So this is my son Marcos. I'm sure you probably met Marcos, and that's my third boy Christian.
Chris, say hello.
Chris, say hello to your cousin Julie.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi,
thank you.
Chris.
He's Chris No H, by the way.
Chris, no H.
Yeah.
Okay, CRIS.
CRIS. Chris.
Weird, right?
Chris No H.
Hey, I spell my daughter's name with one N, Jennifer. So
Really? So you got to say it quick, Jennifer.
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 Yeah,
not
Jennifer.
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 Jennifer. Nah,
Jennifer.
that's our- Jennifer.
Too many N's?
Yeah, your dad's saying it with too many N's.
Am I?
Iffer.
Jennifer.
Jennifer. See?
You know what? Let's read this name again, Mark. I mean, that's a little. So you grew up. Oh, so here from Kansas City all your life?
Yes, Argentine.
KCK, Argentine. Mm-hmm. Yes. Where,
I grew up like a block over from here, from the Nest on 25th Street,
oh, really?
actually. Yes, and I went to Emerson before they built this bridge, to cross over to the other side, cross the railroad tracks. There used to be a small little black bridge, and it actually went straight from the street in front of the Nest and crossed over the railroad tracks.
Really?
So we used to
Are you
walk.
talking about right back out here?
Yeah.
There's a bridge right here?
There used to be
you
a
say a
bridge right
taqueria?
here.
No, I did not say that. You're just hungry.
No.
I didn't know there was
right here,
another bridge.
right here in front, there used to be a little bridge, and it, you just walk straight across it.
Well, how long has the bridge been right here?
That one,
So
gosh, I don't know when they built this new one. I think I was probably living in San Antonio at the time.
okay.
So,
Huh. I've always thought that
You-
bridge has been there.
no.
Wow, I didn't know there was a secondary bridge.
Do you remember the movie theater? Was it a movie theater?
It was a Mexican theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Mexican movies.
Viaral.
Now, when you say Mexican movies that are translated into Spanish, or these are literally movies that were like produced in Mexico?
Produced in Mexico.
Really?
Spanish movies, like Vicente Fernandez movies.
Really?
Really?
Those kind of movies?
Yeah, they had those Santos, those fighters.
the wrestlers.
The wrestlers.
The luchadores.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
movies with those.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
They had all kinds of stuff like that.
I've never watched. Okay. What do you call them? The Spanish soap operas.
Novelas.
Yeah. I mean, that I've seen. I'd
Yeah.
imagine it's just as like over dramatic in their movies as well.
Yep.
I can't. I didn't even know there was like a film industry for like Mexican
Yeah.
culture movies.
Yep. There was a.
Well, I knew there is and there isn't, but like something like where they showed it domestically, I didn't know that.
That's all they showed in that theater.
Really?
actually. Uh-huh.
Well, and then I think after they closed it down, or not closed it down, but I don't know if they took the screen out or what, but I remember, and I don't know if you remember this, but Theo Victor got married and their reception was in there.
Oh, really?
And
I
that was
didn't
my
know
first.
That.
That was my first time in there.
Huh. I probably wasn't here when that happened.
Oh, well, yeah, you're probably right.
I left Kansas City for 6 years, like when I was 17. So a lot of stuff happened within those 6 years.
Yeah.
I come back and
everything.
you all are grown and, it's a lot different
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, let's explain how we're related. So where do we start?
Your grandma, Chona,
Okay. My
Is-
dad's mom.
is my grandfather, Juan Pacheco's
Sister.
brother and sister.
Yeah, brother and sister. Mm-hmm. And so then that takes us when you and Johnny, right, moved in with your grandparents.
Well, they had us since we were born.
Yeah, so they're mom and pop.
They're mom and pop.
Yeah,
so I call them mom and dad. And so
Yeah.
now that I'm older, reality's kind of set in. Everybody refers to them as my grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
And I still call them mom and dad. And
Yeah.
so when someone says, "How's your dad?" I'm thinking, okay, he's been gone for quite a while, but they're
Right.
referring to my real dad,
Okay.
David Roacha. So,
Okay.
so now I'm trying to
Balance all that out.
balance it all out. It's difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
Now I'm trying
Yeah.
to think for your grandparents, were they both initially Mexico crossed over, or where were they about?
well,
You know?
I kind of think so. I really don't know the whole
No?
history behind them. I know that the family is like from Leon, I think it is.
Yeah, you might be right. You know what? I really don't know. All I remember is my grandma, your tia, lived in Juarez for the longest time, and had all the kids there.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know how far deep down south, like where she
Right.
grew up or where she was
Yeah.
born or anything like that.
I think their younger days, should I say, is probably more Leon.
Yeah,
I think they're
okay.
from Leon.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
that's new to me. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So which is my dad's mom.
Your dad's mom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma Chona.
I thought you had record of like your grandpa, your dad's dad being here, like going to school. In the
Yeah,
early
but
days.
that's just pretty wild. So my grandpa Tony was here in Kansas, went to school in Argentine, and well, I don't know. I kind of the age thing it's
Well,
mind
that's what
boggling.
I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, but then he came over here, and then he had come to Kansas, and then his boys, the older boys, followed. Your Tio Poncho, Tio Tootie, Tio Andy, Tio Johnny, or Tootie. My
You don't have to name
dad.
them all, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I
yes.
know, right? So yeah, they all came over and they all started working for the railroad. Which your dad worked at the railroad too, right? Tio Juan,
Yes, he worked at the ice plant first, which was literally across the street here.
Ice plant?
They had an ice plant here across the street. And so then from there he went to Santa Fe, retired from Santa Fe.
Retired.
An ice
Yeah.
plant.
I think I
Just-
remember when he
Just
retired.
producing
too.
ice?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it was an ice plant.
It was nice, but
pretty
they
big.
would make fake snow.
Fake snow.
I don't know if you're kidding or not. 'Cause that sounds like something you may do at an ice plant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
right?
Actually, it's kind of funny because my son just texted me probably a week or two ago where he found some pictures, some books. He works at Half Price Bookstore. So he came across a book that had old baseball players. And my dad was actually in there.
Really?
The ice plant had a
They had a
baseball
team?
They had a team. And so they showed all the players and pictures of the players and stuff that played for the ice plant. It's kind of crazy.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And he just happened to come across that and then
Yeah.
just find it.
And he was like, "Is this Grandpa? He looks like Grandpa."
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is the name on there?" And he showed me the name. I was like, "Yep, that's your grandpa."
Oh my goodness, that would be
Yeah.
cool to see.
And I remember they used to play down at Santa Fe, 42nd and Kansas Avenue, right there, that big old parking lot
So
on the west side.
okay, so on the west side of the
On the west side of 42nd Street, there used to
across
be a ball
from-
field.
across from the Quick Trip now,
Yes.
kind of right. Mm-hmm. So that was I vaguely remember those. I tell you what, I do remember. I remember going to those parks because my dad was playing then, and I don't even. Yeah. It was the Indios, and all I remember is just the squeaking of the trains. The wheels, the way they squeak. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Running around like crazy there in that park, but hearing the trains and how dangerous was that? Because the tracks were just
Isn't
right
it crazy?
there.
And we used to play by the.
I know. That's what I say. We'd
Yeah,
stand
they
there
weren't
and
fenced or
we'd
anything. It was
put
just,
our-
it was just
put-
a track over
Put our
there.
hands out and feel the train come by.
Depending on how fast they're going. You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
caught on
Well,
them.
no, you don't do that when they're going real fast. But sometimes they're just barely rolling through town.
Would you guys ever put pennies on the track?
You know what? We did that, but it never. Supposedly, it was. How is it? A penny was supposed to derail a train.
No, it doesn't derail a train.
Oh, I thought that's what it was.
Well, maybe that was a myth back in the day. No, but what you do is you put a penny on the track or any coin railing, and it just flattens it out. It makes it smooth.
A penny's already flat.
No, it like smooth.
So you stand it up like this?
No, you just lay it on its side and it smooths and stretches it out. Like it just.
Oh, so then you lay the penny down and then let it smash and it turn into a quarter?
They have a machine that does that now.
I know. The machines when you go like to Disney World or Disneyland or
You put it in and you like crank the machine and it like
and it
spits
smashes
it out.
it.
Yeah.
Man, but just think the pressure in those little bitty machines compared to a train, and these machines put nice images on there and they let you know where you're at, and then you got to pay like $1 just to get a penny smash.
Yeah. Well, that's just what you do. You put a coin on there and it'll turn it flat.
I want my mic stands next time.
All right, quit complaining. Quit touching it. It's fine.
Well, this is okay. Do you remember why I got rid of this?
Just put your hands.
Okay,
on
because
your
usually
lap.
I have a stand with my microphone.
Just
And
put
the
your
reason,
hands.
the
on
reason
your
why
lap.
I did this, shut up. The reason why I did that is because I'm busy doing this. I'm trying to see you, and then I'm like, see, this is. Damn it, Isaac.
I can see you.
Okay, just as long as you
I
just
can
fine.
see you.
Just leave it right there. Just don't touch it. I'll hit your
So,
hands when you try and touch it.
Okay, yeah. So like you said, you're born and raised here, in KCK, and then you moved away for a little bit, come back. Okay, you know what? Let's go. So, how old were you when you were living on 15th Street?
I moved there when I was in second grade.
Okay.
So up until then, I lived here on 25th Street, a block
Okay.
over from here. It was a small, I think if I remember right, it was like a little greenhouse. I could be wrong, but that was such a long time ago.
Oh, okay. When you were over here.
Over
on 25th
here
Street.
on 25th Street.
Is the house still there?
No, it's
Oh.
actually part of the junkyard now.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but we had an outhouse. We had a big, huge, kind of like a barn garage type deal and a huge yard. I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
Wait a minute. Get an outhouse.
We had an outhouse.
Really?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Can we get a year of what like when this was?
That is so rude.
I'm just curious. I don't know. To have an outhouse, that's just crazy to me.
That was a very old house. It was very old.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they lived there before I came along, but it was a very old house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
So, did the door have a moon?
Moon.
You know how they show
I don't
little-
remember. All I remember is my mom telling me, "You were so hard to potty train. No wonder.
It was cold.
It was cold. You had to go outside in the dark.
It was a wooden toilet.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What was the reason for
For
that
the moon? I don't know either. That's an excellent question. Now, more I'm thinking about it. Chris, can you look that up? Why was
To let the fumes out.
What did it have to be a moon shape? Just look that up.
So it was a cut. It was a cutout
of a
right?
moon.
So
Why?
that was the actual little window
exactly.
of a moon.
But why?
Maybe that's where the word moon came from when people pull their pants down.
Mooning.
They moon people. You're in this not porta potty. What was it?
Outhouse.
Outhouse. So you're mooning. So it's what's it mean, Chris?
So apparently, 1800s, literacy wasn't widespread. It was gender separation. Men had a sun, women had the moon.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
At least that's what's believed.
So, at some point, they abandoned the sun and just kept it to the moon for everybody. I guess.
I mean,
in
yeah,
terms of
because
the outhouse.
that's the one that I would always see. Like
That's the
in
stereotypical
cartoons.
cartoon like imagery of an outhouse has a little moon on it. Interesting.
Yeah.
So boys are the sun, girls are the moon.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
Thank you, Chris, for participating today.
Huh.
So yeah, so we moved. Do you recall when you moved to 15th Street?
I was in second grade, and then I don't know, maybe a year or so later, Tia Licha moved over there next door to me. Her and Tio Tonio.
Okay.
They moved next door to me And so then, not too long after that, you guys moved in.
Yeah, so we moved there in 1975. So I was 5 years old when we moved. We lived in, I don't know if you know this, but we lived in Armourdale at the Red House. That one house.
Red House.
It's that one house that I think all the families just went in through, and especially I know on the Garcia side. But there was actually more houses down on Osage, east. That a lot of the family members like kind of lived.
I was
on
gonna
that.
say, didn't Theo Thudy live?
Yeah, Theo Thudy actually lived on 12th Street, and I can't remember that street that would take you straight to Paul's. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know people are out there like, oh, it's this and that. I don't know. I can't remember.
I
what it
thought
was.
he lived somewhere else before that, though.
Well, that's the house that I remember. I thought it was a cool house, and then they ended up moving closer down to by Shawnee Park later. So, actually, the house is not too far, or where it was before, not too far from Hyman Donna, where they live now. Yeah, so they lived there, and we lived on the house. Right, it was right next to a hair salon. And you recall where that little building, right?
Yeah,
the hair
right
salon
in front of Tia Cristina's house.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So we were right next door to Tia Cristina.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of history that went through that house, right?
Oh,
To
my
Tia
God.
Cristina's house.
Yeah, a lot of love.
A lot of love. A lot of card playing.
A lot of food.
Story about Tia Cristina. She'd always mess with me. Her sweet tea was like, she introduced me to sweet tea. And every time I would ask her I don't know if I asked her what was it? I didn't even know it was tea, but she would always tell me it was wine. So it was wine.
Yeah.
So
Was it actually wine?
nah, I don't know. It could have been. It could have been sweet wine.
It could have been.
But I know it was tea because it got to a point where every time we would show up, she would let me know I have tea. So she would always pour me a glass of tea.
I know.
Nice and sweet. I mean, it was like syrup sweet. It was good.
No wonder you're diabetic.
Yes, I think that's why I have the diabetes now. Yeah. So you said you went to Emerson because you were living over here, and then so when you moved to 15th Street,
I went to Franklin.
That's
Franklin.
awesome. See, so Julie and I, we talked a year ago in Milwaukee, and when you told me that you went to Franklin, my mind just blew.
Yeah.
I love hearing when people say, "Yeah, I went to Franklin," because I think. Simon, right? I think Simon and his older sisters, Gloria and Evelyn, I think they went to Franklin as well. And they lived down the street, further east by 12th Street.
And the Aguilars and
Yeah. So when we were at Harmon, Harmon had their 50th gala, right? And the gala for their 50th anniversary. And I talked to Brenda Ruiz Davis. She graduated in 77 from Harmon, but she went to Franklin. Yeah, that's her name. And there was an Andres Dominguez. I don't know if you might be related to Andres Dominguez. I don't know. But so they were like buddies back in school, and then they came and sat down with us and they talked to us. And yeah, when she told me that, she took all my attention away just to her when she said, "Oh yeah, I went to Franklin." I was like, "What?" And so I like
just walk out my back door, go to school.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask. So it was just that easy. You just walk out.
Easy.
Walk out. So you're never late, never early.
Never early.
Yeah, you're just right on time, and you get home and So at the time when Franklin, when it was done being in school, and you'd go back in there, would you like reminisce and say, "Oh, that was this class and that class"?
Not really.
No, you just didn't even want to be in there.
No, not really. It was they turned it into that little cafe.
Yeah.
And so I would go in there just to see the inside, but I don't know, not really to reminisce. I mean, I think I was more of an Emerson person already. Yeah. And so eventually I did go back to Emerson because that's when J.C. Harmon opened up. So they changed the 6th grade to Argentine. And so they closed Franklin. So 5th grade, I went back to Emerson, and then 6th grade up to Argentine.
6th grade up to Argentine. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how many years were you at, a couple years there at Franklin?
Yeah.
So they pretty much just shut Franklin down
They
right
shut
after
it
that.
down,
Right? They
yes.
shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did the Argentine and Rosedale, and then because they opened up Harmon in
Right.
'73.
Well, that sucked. Now you had to go far. You had to go a lot farther than just
I know,
the
right?
front
Further,
door.
I did, and we couldn't even ride the bus. They didn't have buses then that came up that far.
Oh,
So
Dang.
I either walk or my dad would drop me off to
Oh,
school
okay.
on the way to work. Santa Fe.
yeah.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah.
So
Crazy.
Mateo had I need my hours changed because
I
I'm
need
going
my
to take
hours
my kids to school.
He did. He took me to school every day. Even when I went to Harmon, every
Yeah.
day he took me to school.
You want to get a bike? I mean, you could have biked.
No, not up the hill.
That's a big ass hill.
But think about how
Yeah,
fun it would have been after
no.
school coming home.
No, I don't think so. I'd catch a ride with somebody.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Those. I mean. Yeah. I don't think I ever rode a bike up that hill.
Oh, no.
No, we just walk it.
Yep.
Yeah. Like you said though, the fun time bringing it down, riding all the way down was good shit.
Well, you could have walked it up, rode it down.
Wrote it down.
All right. So there on 15th Street, back to 50th Street. Remember us doing the skateboards?
Mm-hmm.
Remember? I remember. So you and Johnny, of course, the older cousins of all of us. You guys always had the fastest skateboard. I remember that because I remember Johnny had the skateboard and everybody wanted to ride it.
Who made it the fastest?
And I think Johnny would let us ride that skateboard because as soon as we got down to the hill, we would all wipe out.
Right.
Everybody would just
Yeah.
fly off in the skateboard and eat concrete.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
A lot happened down 15th Street.
Right.
Mary Aguilar, she rode skateboards with us too, and she broke her wrist, I think, one time.
Right.
And so
On our street.
they're on our street, yeah. And she was like, "Oh, because I was like shocked. Her bone was like sticking out."
No.
And, yeah, and she was like, "Don't stare." She goes, "Go get your mom." I go running up. Mom, Mary broke her arm. And
Oh
so,
man.
Yeah.
Because Mary, she
crazy.
lived on 16th Street.
16th Street.
Yeah, because I remember we were
Street
able to see
over.
their house right from our backyard.
Yeah.
Because the younger sister, Emily, we were kind of like in the same age group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was
Oh
a good
man,
time.
that hurts
There's
my
a lot
wrist
of good
thinking
times.
about it.
I
God,
know,
just
I know.
sticking out like that. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. That was my thoughts exactly. That's why I just kept staring.
It's like, oh
I was
God.
shocked. I was like,
So, going back to Franklin, so when they had shut it down and we moved in, and finally I got to the age where I was able to ride a bike over there. But there for a while, we weren't
To
allowed.
Franklin?
Yeah, we weren't allowed.
What? You rode a bike to Franklin? What's the point of that?
yeah, I could just
You
walk.
ride your bike if no. I mean, yeah, okay, I wouldn't just ride my bike to Franklin and then put my bike down.
I didn't know. You didn't.
No,
think
it was a freaking playground,
yeah.
not a playground,
It was
but
just a lot. It was just.
Yes,
Well, a lot of
giant
kids-
Oh yeah, it was a playground, a giant
Yeah.
playground.
A lot of kids met there
Right.
every night or on the weekends, played basketball still, and they still played baseball. They'd get like softball teams together. So
And-
it was
and
it was
then-
very active after the school
Yeah, and
shut
then
down.
we do the volleyball, and then of course the cement football, and whatever we can play there.
Go kart.
The go kart, and do you remember my go kart? Or you guys? Yeah, I think you already older than that. Yeah, I had a go kart, and so everybody was riding it, but me. I'd bring it out, and then I wouldn't ride it. Yeah, everybody
That's
was riding
funny.
it.
Yeah, my brother had a mini bike, and we'd take it to Franklin and ride the mini bike. And my mom would be like, "Don't you get on that mini bike?" Of course I did, and I crashed and burned. And my mom was just like so mad at me.
So the mini bike had a motor on it, right?
Yes, yes.
Mini bike. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that term in a while.
Mini bike.
Yeah,
A little mini bike. It was a little red mini bike.
Yeah, and I had the red go kart.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Just how many. All you guys back when you were kids yourselves, and like all the people that used to meet up at Franklin. Because now there's it's just nobody.
There isn't anyone.
Nobody in that neighborhood.
did.
Everybody's older now.
Yeah, they have that. I think it's yellow, that castle-looking house right
Yeah.
there in the end. When we'd play baseball or softball,
Oh, you hit it.
they would hit the windows to that house.
Yeah,
My brother
so-
Johnny would.
Yeah.
and-
So then when we finally got to do the baseball thing, we had to change it to tennis baseball.
oh,
Yeah, so those guys got to play.
we ruined it for you.
I know, right? Hitting the house. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when we would play with the tennis baseball, the lefties, if they hit Franklin, if they hit the school, it was a home run. And for us righties, if we hit the house, it was a home run.
So was it?
Well, we were using tennis balls.
Was it
so,
less
I mean,
destructive to just flip the base and hit like into the street, or were you worried about losing that ball towards the train
wait,
tracks?
why would we want to hit it in the street?
Versus hitting a house. I mean,
But that's what we use. We're using a tennis ball.
But there was a baseball diamonds already
Yeah,
painted
right-
on there.
right
there
on
was
that
a baseball
corner.
diamond payment on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a painted one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a painted one, and so that's the home plate was like right there on the corner.
Right in
so
the corner.
You hit,
Why would they paint it knowing that there's a house on that side? It's,
What? The house is further left field.
Still, it's like hitting towards a
Again,
house.
we were playing with
a tennis ball. It was ice. You're fine.
tennis balls.
and I'm sure it was meant for little
kickball?
5, 6,
I know, right?
7-year-olds, not.
Not a bunch of
Not a bunch of
16-year-olds.
teenagers
Right,
and
exactly.
young adults playing.
Yeah.
Because at the time, Harmon didn't have a baseball field yet that you could have gone to.
No, Harmon didn't get their baseball field till my sophomore year, maybe.
It had a field though. There's a field.
No, it was just a hill. They had
At the very top?
They had
they had to level it.
Yeah, they had to level it, and so when my freshman year playing baseball, we would go up there. We would somewhat practice on this field, but then after practice, all right, everybody grab a bucket. So we would grab buckets and we'd fill them up with rocks, and take them off the field and then dump them. Then the next practice we would do it again. Have practice.
many
All right,
rocks are
grab
up
your
there?
bucket. I mean, it was just gravel. It was. I mean, they had to break it up, and I mean, the baseball field wasn't even used for games. We were just using it for practice.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it was horrible. It was horrible to practice on. And then eventually they turned that outfield into a soccer field.
Yeah.
And that was still horrible, picking up rocks, throwing them to the side. So everybody did their part until now. I guess it's playable. I don't even know if they use it. So anyway, growing up, who was your best friend growing up?
I guess my first best friend was Bunny. Do you remember Bunny?
Bunny.
Olivia Kreider. Bunny Kreider. She lived on the corner of 15th.
Oh yeah, yes.
Her and
I forgot.
Danny.
Yeah. Yes.
Or Brad. Brad is her little brother.
Well, Brad's the little brother. So it was Brad, Bunny, and then they have another brother?
Keith. But he was a lot older. He was probably gone while...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a lot older.
And the nickname Bunny came from.
She was born on Easter.
Oh, okay.
Is that what it was?
Uh-huh.
See, I didn't even know what her first name was.
Yeah, Olivia.
Olivia, really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
So you called her Bunny.
And her name was Bunny.
Yeah, I remember.
But she was my first friend. And then I guess my second friend would be Mary Aguilar.
Okay.
So that's when she moved the block over. And I used to spend all my time over there. But, yeah.
And then at Harmon?
I think I had the same best friend, probably. It was Sherry Van Maal McGee. Sherry McGee. But I don't know. I'm still friends with so many girls that I went to school with. I mean, I can't even name them all.
Yeah.
Karen Belandrin, Mary Aguilar.
Yeah, I know Karen. Actually,
Rita Mendez. I mean, there's so many, and we're all still connected. And
Okay,
we actually all still go to dinner.
Okay.
Maybe once or twice a year, or more if we can. But yeah, so we still talk to each other. We communicate.
Any of them ever? They ever come down here?
No. Nope. They don't come down here.
How often are you here at the Nest?
All the time.
She said, when am I not here at the
I know.
Nest?
This is my second home.
Yep. Jaime and Donna will probably be walking in here soon, right?
Probably.
Maybe that back door, yeah.
Yeah.
Any good memories up at Harmon?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I think my best years are probably my junior high school years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, high school, I think, I don't know. I was just out exploring, and I think I was married in the beginning of my senior year. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Got married at a young age.
at a young age, 17. Yeah, so I would say junior high school is probably my most memorable years.
Any favorite teachers there? I mean, do you remember any teachers from?
No. Harmon, I don't really have a favorite teacher, I don't think. Mr. Riss was one of my favorites in
What-
junior high school. English.
class?
English. Mrs. Dodd, math.
Mrs. Dodd. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember Mrs.
Yeah.
Dodd. Why do I want to say Algebra, but no, it couldn't be.
She was algebra.
She was?
I had her for
I
algebra.
wasn't that smart.
Pre-algebra.
Cool. I don't know what it was. It was just probably a regular math because I think Argentine. It was. Yes, it was. It was algebra because I remember my freshman year I had geometry at Harmon, and it all went downhill after that. After that, I was like, oh. But I thought geometry was easier than algebra.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that. Hey, Lisa, do you? Do you remember your math classes?
No, I don't.
All right. That was cool.
Well, I don't.
And you just graduated like 6 years ago.
So
Son.
why would I remember my math classes?
Play any sports in high school, Julie?
I did not play sports in high school. I played sports in junior high.
Because you wanted to get paid, right?
I wanted to get paid.
Paid to play.
Paid to play. And they didn't do that then.
What? Oh, so you said in junior high you did?
In junior high, I did. I played volleyball. I played softball. I was a cheerleader and drill team. I was pretty active.
Nice, yeah.
I was pretty active. So,
When was the last time you've stepped into Argentina?
oh
It's been a while?
gosh, it's been a very long time.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't even remember the last time I walked in there.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I can't remember the last time you walked in there either. So
Me?
no, Julie.
Oh, I was like, I never stepped in there before.
You never been in Argentina? Middle school?
It looks cool though. I like
Because
the way
Ricky was a teacher there.
Yeah, I know.
for a
He's a
little while.
library.
Well, no, is he still there?
No, he's somewhere else. I'm pretty sure.
You're talking about Willis.
Is he? Either way, I don't.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I've always liked the look of the building though, because you get to the roof, it looks like pretty easily, and just
Yeah.
hang out up there.
Did you drive to school?
I did not.
Not at all. So
Not at
Theo
all.
took you all the way through.
All the way through.
What about Johnny? Did he drive?
My brother Johnny drove. Yes.
But he didn't take you to school?
Oh, heck no. No, and I wouldn't want to go with him either.
Did you play any instruments in school?
No, I was in choir. I tried.
You were inquired about what?
I was in choir, performing choir, honor choir.
That explains the karaoke.
Yes. Well, yeah,
Yeah. See, Julie likes to do karaoke.
I do.
Here
I
when they do karaoke.
But my brother Vincent,
Uh-huh.
he loved karaoke too.
Oh,
And
he was also a
probably within the last 10 years or so is when I really started getting into karaoke because he did.
Okay.
And
So
so,
you just said, I'm taking
I
this
was like,
with
I
me.
like to sing. I want to do it.
Right. You know, and I have a karaoke at my house too that I like to set up one day, but everybody's over here.
Right. And we have karaoke here
When
once a
Big
month.
Brother Ben, yeah, my big brother sets it up and does the
Yeah.
karaoke. Cool stuff. Yeah.
What's the go-to song when you do karaoke?
Yeah. What is your?
I sing
You like to do Spanish songs?
Spanish
just,
songs.
A little bit of Vicente.
A little bit of Vicente. I try not to do that one though unless I'm wasted.
Oh, yeah, and you're feeling
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Why? What is the difference between doing it sober and doing it wasted?
Because you just
yeah, you just like
you
really
feel-
get
feel
into
it?
You feel it.
feel it, yeah, and then you speak more Spanish when you're drinking and little tequila shots here and there. So you bring Donna out here to dance to sing with you.
She'll sing on her own.
She doesn't.
I'll
need
have to though one of these days.
Yeah, I like to do a little party at my house, do some karaoke, which I'm thinking about doing maybe a little bit of karaoke for the Halloween party.
Scarioke.
Karaoke. Hey, that sounds like fun.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah, so I don't know if you ever been to one of our Halloween
I have
parties.
not.
No, okay, so we're gonna yeah.
We just
Break-
kind of
break it in.
reconnected like within the last
I know,
couple
right?
years or so.
Yeah,
So
and we've already done trips together
we've done trips together a couple years now.
went to Milwaukee. So when we go to when Mom and I go to Milwaukee, we go with Julie.
Right.
Oh,
Do
you
you
do
also
that.
go
And so
see
I was
Pitbull?
just like laying it on in this last Milwaukee trip.
Yeah, so Julie and I were talking, and I told her I had the podcast, and so we just started talking, and I mean, she was just breaking it down and had a lot of history, and I was like, Julie, I need to be recording this. I need this recorded. That's when I found out that she went to Franklin. You know?
And that's when I told him that Tia Cristina used to live over by the North KC City Market.
Yeah, in North
Yeah.
Kansas City. And, that just came, that topic just came up this past weekend. My mom was telling me, And I was like, I remember somebody telling me this. And now that you're bringing it up, it was you that brought this up. Yeah, and I remember going over there. Did they live in an apartment?
Yeah, it will.
Because I remember going up a bunch of steps.
Yes,
right.
And the bottom was like all stores and stuff, and there was like a door with a stairway going all the way up, and it took you up into her place. But it took you into like a big room, and then off to the right is where her kitchen was and her bedroom. So you had to open the door to get in there, and then down the hallway to the left was just a bunch of rooms. So I don't know if she rented out those rooms or what. It was kind of weird.
Oh wow,
but,
man!
yeah,
So you remember?
different.
Yeah, you remember a lot about that. I vaguely remember that. How about any clubs? Did you do any clubs in school? Like I said, you did the choir. You did
Spanish club.
You take Spanish classes? Yeah.
I did. I went to Wichita. Took first place in composition. I did. We went, where else did we go? We went to Wichita for Spanish club. I think it was St. Mary's. No, that was for German. St. Mary's. So I took German too.
Really?
Yeah.
You still?
I don't remember a whole lot of German, but
Yeah.
enough. I think if I went to Germany again, I would remember just a little bit.
So you've been to Germany?
Yes, I have. I've been to Berlin before they knocked the wall down.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. So it was quite an experience crossing over to the communist country. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty.
Oh, it sounds dangerous though.
Well, yeah. And so they had the Charlie checkpoint, and you had to leave your passport there and then cross over and do your shopping. And they had like different areas marked where you couldn't take pictures, and you had to spend a certain amount of money. And when you came back across, they'd make sure you'd have to show your receipts and all that stuff.
Really?
But yeah.
How old were you?
I was 19.
Okay.
19.
I don't know if I want to risk that. Even so, I know it's kind of cool and I want to see that and be a part of that
Yeah.
history, but I'd be like, I don't think I want to get
Yeah.
involved with
And
that.
it
Was
was-
it dangerous? I
it-
mean,
Yeah.
Well, it's it's a
it was
communist
kind-
country.
It was
I
a
mean, like-
communist
Yeah, but,
country.
I mean, think
It
about it
was-
now. I
was-
mean, think about like all the countries.
okay, don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you. Your microphone's just loud.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, back then as young, I wouldn't even. I'm just there. I'm there. I mean, I wouldn't have paid attention if it was dangerous or not.
Oh, you should have.
Well, yeah, no shit. But
I was nervous,
Yeah.
but I was married at the time, and he was stationed in Berlin.
Okay.
And so his roommate was actually from somewhere in Kansas, and his dad happened to be visiting at the same time. And so I traveled around with him
Oh, okay.
while
So
the
you
others
felt-
were.
felt safe.
So yeah. He was a lot older, and I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Any cooking classes?
I did with Mrs. Harding.
Mrs. Harding. Oh my gosh. I didn't know if anybody else knew Mrs. Harding.
Yeah.
So okay. So at the time,
At the time that I had her, she had a brace around her neck and stuff. I don't know
oh yeah.
what happened, but
Yeah, there was something that the way she would carry herself, because she didn't have a brace when she was my teacher. But I think I've said this before, where
She in a car wreck or something?
I don't know. When I first started her class, she already had it on, so I have no idea.
yeah.
Huh.
I
Interesting.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one wanted to ask?
No, we were like what, 13 years old.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't care.
I'd be curious if my teacher comes in with the.
I was a quiet person.
I guess.
I don't ask anybody anything, or I didn't.
Yeah, so when I had her, E.T. was the thing,
E.T.
right? The movie E.T. had
Oh.
just come out. So for some reason, I was able to draw E.T. just out of memory. I could draw him, and she wouldn't let me do anything else, but she would ask me to draw E.T. for her kid. So her kid, I remember her kid's name was Jonathan. So he was a young buck. So I don't think she had him when you were there. But so, I mean, I was like, every day, can you draw E.T. riding a bike? Can you draw E.T. flying a kite? And that was like, that's the way I got through her class.
I was gonna say, did she give you an A for that?
Yes, I made an A in that class just for drawing. And then I remember she brought her son and it introduced me to him like I was like this artist, and I even had to do a life size ET
Oh, geez.
for him so she could. This kid must have loved ET.
You got an A for ET? Why? You said kind of head towards rap.
Yeah, hey, stop. Yeah. So nowadays, who are your favorite people to hang out with?
Who are my favorite people? Oh, there's a lot. Mario.
Hey, I made the list.
I wouldn't travel with you. No.
True that.
I have a lot of favorite people.
Yeah, they all hang out here.
They all hang out here.
And this is a good place for them to hang. Good place to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, well before we leave here, I'm going to ask you top 5 favorites. So what's your favorite color?
Yellow.
I can see.
Really? Why? Why yellow? What is it?
It's a warm, happy color,
Okay, I can do that. Like the sun.
like the sun.
Heck yeah. Favorite restaurant?
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite.
No.
I think Chevy's used to be my favorite.
Oh yeah, well, that was like
That was like a long time ago, though.
yeah, but what
It was a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, it was.
It used to be like
I was thinking
off
it was
of I-35, like around Shawnee Mission Parkway.
yeah.
somewhere around there.
I remember it, but
Yeah.
I never went to it, but I thought it was like a hamburger joint.
No.
It was a Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Yay.
Christmas.
That's a happy holiday. Favorite movie of all time?
Grease.
Wow.
See?
You knew that?
Yeah,
You
I
knew
didn't know that, but
Oh.
that put a smile to my face because that's one of mine. And favorite song?
The one you karaoke.
Not necessarily karaoke,
not
but I mean,
really.
if it's a song that maybe just helps you, rough day at work, you just got to listen to it. You know.
Actually, it's kind of a weird. It's Madonna that used to be my playground. I'll
Yeah.
listen to that sometimes
Right.
and reminisce.
And then you imagine yourself at Franklin.
No, I imagine myself in this area,
Yeah, there you go.
not necessarily Franklin.
Hey, I haven't heard that song in a long time. Used to be my playground. Yeah, I remember that. Have you heard that song?
No, I don't
Do
think
you even
so.
know who Madonna is?
Yes, I know Madonna.
Yeah.
I don't know all her
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. So, well, Julie, thank you so much again.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad again that you came in. Again, thank you to the Nest for letting us chill here for the time, and hopefully we continue to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the Big Modcast. Until then, adios.